Hello everyone and welcome back to Satisfactory. Today, we're completing the game. Welcome back. Last episode, we built this entire thing right here, the nuclear setup. Now we did stop at plutonium to be fair, but making fixonium isn't really that worth it, at least at this stage of the game, and by this stage I mean we literally just need ballistic warp drives and then we're done. So having an extra, what was it? Well, we basically doubled our power. I think it's 160, maybe 170,000 extra watts, so 170 extra gigawatts of energy production. That should be enough for 20 ballistic warp drives per minute, probably. I guess we'll find out, because that is what we're doing today. We are going to make a factory for 10 ballistic warp drives per minute, unslooped, and then we are going to sloop all of them, which will get us 20 ballistic warp drives per minute, and then we're going to complete phase 5, and while we are waiting for that, we are also going to be finishing every single Steam achievement, because I looked the other day, and there's like 7 or 8 of them left, so you know what? We might as well complete it. Now, I know one of them is going to be purchasing the golden nut statue from the awesome shop, which I believe requires 1,000 tickets, so we are going to have to be syncing our ballistic warp drives, which is also kind of why I wanted to make them at 20 per minute, because that's going to get us a lot of sync points. Now, I did look in between episodes. Ballistic warp drives will give you 2.8 million sync points, which is substantial. For reference, I think the modular engines, you know, the thing that I'm making like 50 per minute of, or I think it's 25, but modular engines I think give like, it's either 500 or 1500, and these give 2.8 million, so it's not going to take very long, especially considering we're doing 20 per minute. So I guess the first thing to do, let's head back to base and figure out what we need to do. Now, I do know that I kind of messed up. I used all of my cooling systems to make turbo motors. Oh, I needed one more Mercer sphere and then I got an achievement. Are you kidding me? Wow, you could not have planned that any better. Okay, that's crazy. Anyways, as I was saying, I messed up the cooling systems. I'm making 50 per minute right now, which is a pretty substantial amount, but they're all going into turbo motors, and I know we're going to need cooling systems for something. I think it's the thermal propulsion rockets, and I might need to make some more of those, or we change the recipe on the turbo motor, whichever's easier, and I have a feeling it's going to be just making more cooling systems, because they aren't that bad to make. So we're going to probably have to start with that, but the rest of this is probably just going to be building drone ports on all of our setups, and then maybe rerouting a few as well. Because I know we're pretty much making everything, and okay, really? You know what? I don't even want the power slug. Actually, hold on. Yeah, there we go. Hold that. As I was saying, man, you know, a lot of interruptions this episode. I don't even remember what I was saying, so I'm just going to start over. So basically, we are probably making around 80% of the things we need for the ballistic warp drives. So it's going to be a lot of placing drone ports and maybe rerouting a couple, because I know nuclear pasta does not need to go into the space elevator anymore. It can go into ballistic warp drives. So we can reroute that. We can probably reroute a couple others, and we'll just build a whole bunch. So let's get started on that. Maybe after I clean up my inventory a little bit. It's a tradition at this point. Ballistic warp drives. What do we need to make? We need a decent amount of dark matter crystals, which we're probably going to use the alternate down there to make. But I know this is made in a quantum encoder, and this is made in a quantum encoder. Just kidding. I lied. Singularity cells are made in a manufacturer. I did not know that. Okay, anyways, I know the superposition oscillators are made in a quantum encoder, so we will be getting some dark matter residue from there. It is not going to be near enough because we're going to need a lot of this, so we're probably going to have to find a couple SAM veins to just use. Maybe I'll make some diamonds and use the dark matter crystallization, or I think we also had one that uses time crystals. Did I end up taking that? I didn't, but we do have this on the table, so if we need to get a whole bunch and we don't have a lot of SAM to go around, we can definitely use that. So let's just assume this is a solved problem. Superposition oscillators, we're going to need some alclad aluminum sheets, which I'm hoping we don't need a whole lot of, because I might just take it from the old aluminum setup. And I know from last episode we have enough crystal oscillators already, albeit just barely, but that's good enough. And more dark matter crystals, that's not going to be a problem either. Now, next up, singularity cells. We need, guess what, more dark matter crystals. This is going to get quite expensive quite quickly. We're going to need a decent amount of concrete, some iron plates, which this is all going to be pretty easy, and the 5 nuclear pasta per minute that we are already making. So that's going to be pretty good. It's just going to be a lot of manufacturers involved, but that's understandable. And then last but not least is quote-unquote the hardest part, the thermal propulsion rockets. Now, we are going to need 10 of these per minute, so we're going to need 10 fused modular frames, no problem there. 30 cooling systems, which that is going to be the annoying part. I might actually go with the blender recipe, because I know we've got rubber, and nitrogen is pretty easy to come by, so we might just make some heat sinks and then just use that one. Turbo motors, I already know we're making 10 per minute. I think we're making 12, so we will just take those. And we already set up the 25 modular engine setup already, and we will just simply plug that in with a drone port as well. Okay, so we know what we need to do. Now, let's figure out where to put it, which is probably going to be closest to the location of all of these resources, which I'm not sure where that's going to be. We do have bauxite over here. We still have sand. We've got rubber. We've got a normal concrete vein and sulfur. Maybe we do it over here. Yeah, because we've already got a rubber setup over here, so we can probably just do another rubber setup to get the cooling systems. Yeah, because I bet we could just build the entire thing over here. And we've got sulfur, so we can do easy bauxite conversions. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do that. We'll go over there, and we'll just have to drone everything over to this area, and we'll just make everything on site. Okay, let's go over there. Let's scout out a location, build a nice little foundation, and get started. Actually, you know, I wouldn't mind just putting it down there, you know, right next to the simple rubber setup we made for cooling systems. I think we'll just either do this again, or we'll just get extremely lazy and just build rubber inefficiently, because I don't think we really need a whole lot, and I don't need to sit around and waste a whole bunch of time doing perfectly optimal ratios. So maybe we just do that. Let's get the manufacturers in first, because those are going to be the biggest part, and then we can, I guess, figure out where the drones are going to go, and then go build more cooling systems. All right, manufacturers are in. Yeah, that's 10 of them. Man, this is going to be really, really big. Okay, 10 of those. We got 3 drone ports. I've named them all already. Now, realistically, the next thing to do is just go build more cooling systems. We only need 30 per minute, which is not nearly as bad as I thought. We're going to have to find the easiest way to do this, because, I mean, we're so close to the end of the game. I don't think there's a real reason to try to make a super efficient factory, because we are simply not going to ever use the resources again. So we may as well just do something that is simple to build and quick. Now, I know there's going to be less steps involved with making rubber, especially because I think we have a pure and a normal oil well over here, and we only need 30 of these per minute, which means we need 60 rubber per minute, and rubber is 3 to 2, so we literally just need 90 crude oil, and we will simply burn off the heavy oil residue in a refinery, because I'm fairly certain you can just burn this. Yep, 400 megajoules of energy, so yeah, we're just gonna burn it off. Okay, so that's pretty easy. So that's rubber done. Water is free. Nitrogen, we may have to scour the lands, and the heat sinks is where the problem's going to be. Cooling systems, or I guess, yeah, what are these? Heat sinks? Whatever. We need 30 a minute, which means we need 60 a minute, and yeah, we're gonna need to do some aluminum here. Oh boy, okay. You know what? Let's just cut the crap, and let's just do a normal node. You know, we'll just make 600 ingots and it'll be fine. Look at that, normal. Guess what? Impure. Oof. I think it's fine. We'll be good. Normal, impure. We can grab sulfur from over here. Mix and mash. Bing bong. We're done. Let's do it. All right, there we go. Bauxite and coal. Let's get these somewhere that isn't extremely annoying to work with. So move them down to the platform. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, there's a summer sloop in that one. Ooh, that's actually really nice. All right, this will have to do. Let's get a bauxite setup going. It's just going to be the simple sulfuric acid loop. We'll just put sulfuric acid in. We get our instant scrap, smelt it down, and that's where we will get all of our aluminum ingots. And I'm not even going to bother putting it into a sink, because we have so much power, I don't even need to care. And you know what? For old time's sake, should we do a time lapse? Let's do a time lapse. Okay. What is that? What is going on? Yeah, I don't know if this is supposed to be happening, but there's a whole bunch of flashy red lights in the sky. Why are those there? Is my GPU dying? Is this part of the game? I have no idea. Well, let's do the only sensible option and relog. Okay, it's still here. It is still here. You know what? I'm going to assume that that is completely intentional. There's nothing wrong with that at all, and I'm just going to keep working. Hopefully we're not getting bombarded by nuclear weapons right now. Alright, and I think that is where we're going to come to a close on the time-lapse. I think that has probably gone on for a lot longer than it should have, and was probably very jumpy aroundy. Yeah, you know, I kind of don't know any ways to record in third person, which is why every single time-lapse for this series has been in first person. Yeah. Okay, anyways, so it got a little bit hectic over here, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of buried the manufacturers here that make the thermal propulsion rockets, so we're gonna have to kind of get them out of here somehow. So basically, how this factory is all working. Sulfuric acid is being made in these 4 refineries, which is then shipped over into the bauxite and the coal aluminum scrap electrode recipe. Now, I know that in some of my other aluminum scrap electrode recipes, I cycled the water back into this one and added a little extra. We didn't need to do that. This makes 50 a minute and takes 50 a minute of sulfuric acid, and to make 50 a minute of sulfuric acid, you need 50 a minute of water. So all of the water output from these guys is just going back into these, and this is stored in 2 buffers, one of which I filled up completely and the other of which I did not. So there is a whole lot of water in the system. There's enough to go all the way around, I'm fairly certain. Maybe? There should be enough water to go around. We may need to put some more in there. We'll have to deal with that later. But that makes all of our electrode aluminum scrap. Goes into 20 smelters over here. That goes into 5 constructors over here to make the casings, which then goes into these 6 assemblers to make the heat sinks. Now, rubber is a completely different story. That's the confusing part. There is 20 refineries here, refining all 600 crude oil from a pure node, which makes 400 rubber and 400 heavy oil residue. That heavy oil residue you cannot put directly into a generator. At least I couldn't get it to work. So we've got 7 refineries buried down here, which you can totally see are clipping through the ground, and no, I'm not going to fix it, into 5 fully overclocked fuel generators, which, guess what, are also clipping through the ground, and no, I'm not going to change it either. And that is burning off all of the fuel that we are generating from this. Good grief. All of that to make 60 heat sinks per minute, so then we can make cooling systems, which then goes and runs into there, which then we get our drones hooked up, and we will start making thermal propulsion rockets. That's the plan. So now I need to go grab some nitrogen and set up all the drone ports and add a couple of crafters for heat sinks. I think that's just, or wait, no, not heat sinks, cooling systems. I think we're just going to need a couple blenders. I'll probably put them over there or maybe over here or something. I don't really know. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that though, because drone ports, you've seen that a million times. We've already made the heat sinks and cooling systems already, so there's really no point showing it again, even though I literally just did. Let's just get these being crafted, shall we? Alright, good news. As you can see right here, some of these are being crafted. Now, I made the mistake of doing the nitrogen last, so the cooling systems, the thing that are made in the perfect ratio and do not have any kind of buffer, are the things that are going in last, which is just oh so intelligent of me. But as you can see right here, we do have thermal propulsion rockets being crafted, and we're just going to have to wait a little bit for all of this to fill up with cooling systems, which I may actually just kind of help out, because I've got some in my inventory, so we can just do this. Thermal propulsion rockets are done. That is step 1 of 4. I think next up, we probably just want to do singularity cells, because that's going to be pretty simple, all things considered. Now, I have realized, where's the nearest SAM? Okay, we have, is this impure? No, it's normal. Okay, so we have a normal amount of SAM over here, 600 a minute. That is going to be very, very good for making all the dark matter crystals we need. So we'll go grab some SAM there. I will probably just either, well, you know, to be fair, oh, surely I can see it from here. Oh yeah, there it is. The nuclear pasta setup is right over there, so I'll either run a belt or I'll just reroute a drone port. We don't really need the drone port that's sitting at the space elevator right now, so I can probably just like use that one to get ballistic warp drives, and then I'll just turn it into the ballistic warp drive output, and then I'll put the nuclear pasta one over here, and then we'll just have to grab some iron plates and some concrete. And to be fair, we do have some oil over here, so if we wanted to use plastic for making iron plates, we might actually want to do that depending on how much iron we need. We might be able to, and we have a bunch of water, so we can make wet concrete depending on how much of that we need. So I'm going to do some math, I'm going to do some preliminary resource rerouting, and then we'll come back and make some singularity cells. Alright, well, I got a little carried away, but also not really, because it's just concrete and iron plates. Basically, we needed 1,500 limestone, even with the wet concrete recipe. So that's a lot more than I thought. So we had to grab this node right here, which is normal, but I think there's only a Mark II miner on this. That'll give us 300, and then we're using this pure node over here for 1,200, which is 1,500, and then that gets doubled into concrete. Actually, it's not even doubled. But we do need 1,000 concrete, and we do have that being produced. We also needed 750 iron ore going into 30 smelters to make 750 ingots, which goes into 25 constructors to get turned into 500 iron plates per minute. Okay, so we've got the first two, we have the last two things and nuclear pasta. I'm going to put a drone port in right here, but I'm also now trying to figure out dark matter crystals. I did not realize we needed so many of these. I'm going to need 100 for this, and this is going to get very, very expensive on the SAM if we're not careful about it. So just looking at this, 5 reanimated to 10 residue. 10 residue gets turned into 1 crystal. So that means we need 5 reanimated SAM to 1 crystal, and that is 4. So that is 20 SAM to 1 crystal. So if we needed 100 crystals, that's 2,000 SAM. Yikes, we're not doing that. We're going to run out of SAM before we even get that. So we're going to have to do some of the other methods. Now, I know we've got the time crystal one, and I think that's actually in the MAM, so let's go ahead and grab that, and also probably get a new hard drive scan going because I have been neglecting to do that. Yeah, dark matter trap with diamonds or time crystals. We're going to take this because this is much, much better. There we go. That's going to save us a lot of SAM, hopefully, but we're going to need to be running a whole bunch of particle accelerators and quantum encoders and things, and it's going to be a long day. So I have a feeling this factory is going to be very large and expanded. Yeah, everywhere. I don't know how high we are. I think we might have to go around the old oil setup, which is kind of fine because this is a mess already. As long as we have everything in the end in a place where it makes kind of maybe sense, I think we'll be fine. But for now, whatever, let's just get the nuclear pasta in, and actually we probably should put down the manufacturers for this so we aren't like thinking really weird. Oh, also, speaking of manufacturers, I had to raise these up by like 2 spaces because the stupid drill was clipping into them. Like, dude, come on. Let's get the manufacturers down. I believe we only need 5 of them. The real question is, can I cram them into this little space that I have left? Oh, I can. Oh, dear. There we go. There's our 5 manufacturers. Probably shouldn't have put them over here, but I don't really care. Let's go ahead and make singularity cells. And we may as well get everything else routed in as well. Alright, yeah, there we go. Concrete, iron plates, nuclear pasta is routed, but we just need to get it, I guess, logistically connected. There we go. Nuclear pasta has been rerouted. I don't know how much we have, so it might be in my best interest to go over there and take the entire inventory's worth that's sitting in the base. Now it's time to make those dark matter crystals. Oh, dear lord. Okay, so we're going to have to figure out how we're going to make these diamonds, too, because I know we've got a whole bunch of alternates. So we need to figure out the best one. Now, how much oil do I have left over here? I think there's 1 or maybe 2 more veins. I can see 1. Yeah, because I'm using the entire pure one to make rubber. I probably should have done the math a little better to save some oil, but I didn't do that, so that was dumb. We have a normal vein over here, so that's 300. And I think that's probably it. Unless there's one just like hiding around somewhere. I don't think there would be. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for the oil, so that's some amount of diamonds, and there might be some oil kind of close, maybe? Oh god, it's so far away. Although, to be fair, we could just make the diamonds on site over here if we do end up using this oil. And we've also got some coal over here. That's a lot of coal. Maybe we'll just go with that. Okay, well, we're going to have to do the calculations anyways, but we also should probably do this for ballistic warp drives as well, because they're also going to need dark matter crystals. So this is going to be the most expensive part, 400 to 10, plus the 100 we need to make the singularity cells. So that's 500 total. And just to save myself some time, I pulled up the calculator. We need 250 time crystals, which means we need 500 diamonds, however we may get that. If we use crude oil, we would need 2,500. We have 300 over here, so we would have to go all the way over there, and I don't even think there's even enough over here. 150, 300, 600, 900. We have 1,200 out of the 2,500 we need. That is not going to happen. Oof. Okay, but coal-based diamonds, this, we might be able to get away with this. Okay, this is... I did not realize how bad this was going to be. You know what's even worse than that? We're gonna need more of it, because, yeah, guess what else takes that? Superposition oscillators. They also take them. Ugh. Okay, now we might have to start using some summer sloops pretty liberally here, because I don't know if we're going to have enough of this. The reason I'm saying this, I just went and plugged it into the calculator. We need 10,000 coal to make all of that. I think we're gonna have to do some mix and matching, because over here, let's see, 1,200, 24, 36, 4,200. That's not even half. Bro. I'm going to have to get coal from, like, the entire map. I mean, we got 3 pure nodes over here, so this is another 36. So 36, 72, 78. Oh, it's so much. Oh, and also, not to mention the 2,500 SAM we're going to need. We're going to have to route this from everywhere. But, oh my, the amount of conveyor routing that I'm going to have to do for this. Bro. Man, I really wish I knew how much SAM this needed before I committed to doing this. Good God, this is going to be so bad. Now, also, another thing we could do. We could sloop some of the particle accelerators that are making the dark matter crystals. Now, the reason I'm saying that is I'm pretty sure they're made pretty quickly. Let's just place a particle accelerator and find out. Oh, we just got our man research done. We should probably check that. But dark matter trap right here. This is made at 60 per minute. We need 500. So if we were to just like do this, we make this at 150 a minute. If we had 4 sloops, we would get an extra 150 a minute. So I think we might be fine, because that'll make 300 a minute then, and only take 75 time crystals and dark matter residue. It's going to be so power intensive, but like, we got the nuclear setup. I'm so happy I did that. We definitely would not have had enough power for this. I'm going to have to spend the next like hour just routing in all the resources for it, and then also doing more calculations, because we now no longer need all of the SAM and coal and potentially oil to make all those diamonds, because we're going to be slooping the end product. So we need to figure out exactly how much we're going to need and then do the calculations based off of that. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I will spare you the details. Instead, I will tell you what I've come up with and show you the finished part of that, because, man, this is going to take forever. All right, math has been done, SAM has been acquired, and figured it'd be a good time for a check-in, because this just got a whole lot easier than I thought. So, we need a grand total of 620 dark matter crystals to do all of the things. So we need, it actually turned out to be 3 particle accelerators. If we have 2 of them that are completely fully overclocked and a summer slooped, that will make 300 a minute and take 375 dark matter residue. So 2 of those is 750 dark matter residue, and since we need only 20 extra, I've got a normal one over here that is not slooped, making 20 per minute, and that takes 50. So we need a grand total of 800 dark matter residue per minute to make all of the dark matter crystals we need throughout the entire thing. Now, over here, superposition oscillators, to make 5 per minute, we get 125 per minute back. If we have 4 of those to get up to the 20 superposition oscillators we need, that makes 500 dark matter residue. So we only needed 300 more, and wouldn't you know it, 600 SAM is exactly enough to make 300 dark matter residue in 3 converters. So we do not need to go scrounge around for SAM, because we can just use the normal node over here. Now this is in a cave, and I didn't even realize that, so I spent a good 5 minutes wandering around looking for it, but it's in a nice little cave, and we are already mining it, and, well, as you can probably see, making our dark matter residue. So now the only thing we have left to do is the time crystals. Now, unfortunately, those are still going to be very, very expensive, because we're going to need, let's see, 75, 150, 160, which means 320 diamonds, which, well, there's no way to get around that. 1 pure node of coal can make 60 diamonds per minute, and we needed 160. So we need 3 pure coal veins to do so, and I'm fairly certain we have 1, 2, and 3 of them right over in this area. So I think I'm going to make another setup over here just explicitly and exclusively for making diamonds and time crystals, and then ship the time crystals over here and then dump them into here. And then at that point, we will have all of the dark matter crystals we need to basically start this entire loop. Now, I am going to have to get some of these materials shipped in, crystal oscillators. We're going to have to make some alclad aluminum sheets. We have enough aluminum over here. And of course, photonic matter, that's just free, but we're going to have to put some converters down. But once we have that, we can plug in singularity cells and superposition oscillators basically at the same time, and then we'll also have our dark matter crystals for the ballistic warp drives. So we're almost there. I just gotta go make a time crystal and diamond factory and then get some more drone ports set up. Oh, and mine some copper. That's not gonna be too bad. We're on the home stretch. Alright, back again. I'm over here in coal land. I have mined every single one of these 3 pure nodes and a normal node. This is making 105 time crystals. We need 160 time crystals, so we're gonna have to go find some more coal. Now, I did do the math. If we use this oil node right here and these 2 normal coal nodes, we will have enough. But also, There is an oil reservoir right here, which I'm kind of tempted to try that instead, because then we might not have to go over here and get those. So I think I'm going to do that. We're going to go over here. We're going to use this, and hopefully that will give us enough crude oil to make all of the remaining diamonds we need, which is 55. I think it will, because 300 crude oil can make 60 diamonds, and we need 110 diamonds, so we probably can get all of it from here, and we don't even have to use this. But I also don't know how much crude oil is actually in those. Does a pure, like, little pump thing give you 240 or 300 or 480 or 600? I don't actually know, so we're going to have to go over there and find out. But I'm also going to have to get all 105 of these time crystals all the way back over there again. Oh, man. This is much more of an undertaking than I thought it would be, and it's mostly just because of the time crystals. All right, we've got the second line of time crystals in. Now, that oil node over there could have gotten, I think it was 1350 oil, and we would have needed 1550 oil, so we would have had to use the other oil over here. But now that I was thinking about it, that probably would have been an easier way to go about it instead of going and mining all that coal, but oh well. Anyways, as you can see right now, the belt is not full of diamonds, so something is probably not set up correctly. So now I have to go around all the way back, which is fine, because then I can show you the setup anyway. Huh? Okay, apparently the belt just didn't want to go? Oh, that was weird. Okay, well, anyways. Here's the setup over here. It's just, I believe, 9 more converters, 3 particle accelerators, and a little bit of oil from the oil well right there. Yep, nothing too crazy, just more stuff. Okay, so that means now all of the dark matter crystals are done. So all we need to do now is make alclad casings, we need to ship in some crystal oscillators and make photonic matter, and then go get a whole bunch of summer sloops. Because we're going to need to duplicate all of the manufacturers with the summer sloops, of course, and the ballistic warp drives are made at 1 per minute, so that means we're going to need 4 manufacturers fully overclocked and summer sloops, because then you save on summer sloops, of course, but we're going to need 4 of those. And I don't think I have 16 summer sloops because I've used most of them in the particle accelerators. Oh, also, speaking of the particle accelerators, these things consume way too much power. 6,000 to 20,000 power per. Bro, I am so happy we did nuclear. This graph was literally spiked up to here. It was so bad. And once this turns back on, it's going to be even worse, because this whole thing is going to be on, and even these are going to be on, and I'm pretty sure these are also pretty expensive. Yeah, 0 to 2,000. Yeesh. Yeah, this is a very power expensive factory, I'm not going to lie. I don't even know if we're going to have enough power to run the entire thing. Oh well, I guess we'll find out. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and actually, let's just go ahead and plug in the dark matter crystals to the singularity cells just to get those started, because, I mean, we might as well. Everything is kind of prepped and ready for this. The only issue is we're not going to have enough photonic matter or dark matter residue, because most of it comes from these guys, and these guys are going in last. But we do have a whole bunch of dark matter crystals already made, so let's just go ahead and plug those in. And yeah, I'm not even caring about the looks of this place anymore. I'm just kind of plugging things in. It's kind of a problem. Alright, there we go. Dark matter crystals going in. We should start making our singularity cells any second now. There we go. Okay, and it looks like it does do batches of 10, so hey, there we go. That is 2 of 4 components done. I guess technically 3, because dark matter crystals are also done. 3 of 4 components done. I gotta get some drone ports over here. I gotta get some logistics organized, and then we will plug this all in. Oh, also, yeah, look at this. That's absurd. Where's the nearest power pole? Let's look at the graph. Yikes. I think we have enough, but I'm not really sure. Okay, let me go get the rest of this plugged in. Alright, we are back for the final time. Also, looks like the glowing lights are back, and I still don't know what that's about. I'm just going to assume it's fine. I've got 4 converters making the excited photonic matter going into here. I've got everything kind of routed over. As you can see right here, we got all of the lines of things that we need. Last but not least, all we need to do is plug in the drone port, which already has a whole bunch of crystal oscillators, and put that straight into there. And that should kick off production of superposition oscillators. Indeed it is. Those will be made at 20 per minute, and then we will simply route all of those into these areas, which is already done, and route them into 5, or I think we do 4. Yep, let's do 4 manufacturers to make ballistic warp drives. Also, just going to look at these things. I don't think I've seen them in the world yet. Oh. I think I understand why they're called superposition oscillators. I'm thinking probably put it on the other side of this, like, archway thingy, so let's just build a little bit more foundation. Actually, it fits perfectly underneath it. Okay, never mind. I think we can just put them over here. We need 10 per minute, so we're going to have to run these at 2.5 a minute each. And also, this is where things are going to get a little weird, because I'm out of summer sloops, and I've used most of them in this setup, so I'm either going to have to go find some more or harvest them from other setups that I have. So let's do that before we plug these all in. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I think I probably have enough just sitting in the machines that I've been using to make things just quote-unquote by hand, so let's head back to base and see if we can salvage some. Alright, now the real question is, did I leave the ones in here? Oh, I did. Okay, so that means we can grab 4 from there. Did I leave the ones in here? I think I did, right? Because I was using them here too. I did. Oh, that's all we need. Yes, that's all we need. I've already got 2 of them done. Sweet. That means I can also keep the ones in those machines, which is kind of nice too. Alright, I think this is it. We have got 4 manufacturers, each making 5 ballistic warp drives per minute. We got this big factory, plus however many other smaller factories we're leeching resources off of. I think it's time that we make some ballistic warp drives. In go superposition oscillators, thermal propulsion rockets, singularity cells. Also, what happens to be the issue here? What do you mean idle? Dark matter residue. Right. Okay, because this is full, so I think we need to actually empty the system of dark matter residue. Yeah, let's just empty the entire pipe network, and then that means it can output still, and since everything's actually going in here, it won't backfill, I think. I'm not actually sure. Okay, also, we need to grab these and put them in here as soon as we can. Boom, there we go. Okay, superposition oscillators, everything, blah, blah, blah. There we go, last one in, dark matter crystals. We just gotta wait for that to fill up. Okay, so as long as this never stops, I think we are going to be good, because eventually it will get overfilled with the dark matter residue. We should have our first few ballistic warp drives already. Indeed we do. Those things are tiny. I thought they'd be larger. I really did. Okay, well anyways, I guess the only thing that we have left to do is either build up a box of them or sink them, so yeah, let's just do that. All right, well, there we go. That's pretty much the game complete. We have to wait like 8 minutes, and then we're basically done. So instead of doing that, why don't we go do something useful? I think there's about 7 Steam achievements left, and let's just go do the rest of them, right? Because, you know, may as well 100% the game while we're here, you know? All right, let me go take a look at the ones that I know that I can get, and then I know there's a couple secrets. I have some ideas, and I may have to look up a couple of them, but let's just get this 100%. Let me go check what we need. All right, so the first one we need to do is establish dominance, hit a creature with a vehicle. Interesting. So I think I'm going to go build a vehicle, probably the Explorer, and let's see if we can find something that's worth running over. I don't want to run over those, like, whale-looking dudes. So let's see if we can find a hog or something. Oh! Okay, I ran over a bird. I did not mean to do that. But hey, there we go. There's the first achievement done. That was easy. Okay, so... Oh, there's some hogs, man. I could... Hold on. Where do you think you're going, huh? I'm an evil person. Well, I guess it's kind of less evil than strapping a bunch of explosives to them. Okay, the next one is to find a mixtape or a boombox tape in the world. I have no idea where that would be, so I think it might be time to whip out the guide. Okay, so I think there's one in this lake over here, minus 1287, 1650 or something, so it's probably either in this lake or under it, so let's go ahead and check it out. I don't know if it's over there because I feel like I've been to that lake, but I guess I didn't go to the middle, so. Also, supposedly this is a mixtape from Deep Rock Galactic, which is pretty fun and I have played before, so we'll see which song it is. Alright, well, I think it's safe to assume that it's probably not in the lake. I swear I would have known if there was a cave under this waterfall. Okay, never mind. I'm just an idiot. Oh, yep. Okay, there's definitely something under here. How did I miss this? The fused frame factory's literally right next to this waterfall, and I never went under it. Unbelievable. Oh, yep, there it is. Deep Rock. Hey, and there's our achievement. And there is a lot of mushroom everywhere. Okay, I get the reference, I get the reference. Well, now we have to buy the boombox player and play it. Okay, also, you can ride on these things. There's gotta be something with these. Yeah, okay, I figured. You know, the weird part is, I think I landed on one of these guys, but never saw the press eat a pet. This is one of the secret achievements. I don't remember how I figured this out. I think I was just flying around one day and I landed on one again and I saw the thing, but I just didn't do it yet, so... There you go. There's one of the secret achievements. I think there's 2 more, and I think one of them involves the awesome sync, so... Oh, yep, here we go. Boombox. Okay, hold on.
It is speculated that, in the earliest days of humanity, people created drums and similar instruments to derive pleasure and social unity from the rhythmic sounds, accompanied by gyratory movements. Congratulations for unlocking a device that, thousands of years later, fulfills exactly the same function, except with a requirement for rare metals and plastic components.
Oh, of course. You know, we wouldn't make things easy here, would we? No. Alright, now where is that? Do I have to craft one? Oh, do I have one? I am so confused. I don't know how these work. Where is it? I have no idea where this thing is. Okay, well, apparently I'm supposed to, like, get one, but I don't know. Am I just blind? Where did it go? Okay, I'm buying another one. Oh, I am stupid. It's in the purchases tab. Okay, well, I have 2 boomboxes now. You know what? One for safekeeping and one to actually use. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure these go in the hand slot, so... Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Oh, yeah, now we're talking. Alright, well, you know what? I think we'll keep this on, and we'll do the rest of the achievements with this. Next up on the list, we need 6 more hard drives. So let's go look around.
The hard drive contained both data and the soul of this freighter. Disconnecting it has destroyed the soul, but the data can be analyzed in the MAM, so everything is okay.
Oh. And this should be our last one. There we go. 100 hard drives acquired. Alright. And now I'm on the other side of the map, so I need to go back. Oh boy. I guess we are kind of close to the nuclear setup, so I guess I can take the launcher that's over there. Also, is there another one nearby? Man, I should have just came over here first. Apparently they're all on this side. And yet another one over in kind of this... I don't even know what I could describe this as. It's kind of like the edge of a cliff kind of thing. 1 rotor, really? Apparently I did not explore this pinecone tree biome, because there's another one over here. Is that gunpowder? There's no way there's another one. How did I miss this? Alright, well, quick progress update. This is how many ballistic warp drives we have. That's enough to complete project assembly already, but you know what? Let's just get all the achievements first, because one of those achievements I know is going to take a lot of those. The golden nut statue. That's going to take a lot. I don't think that's enough to get it yet. But what I should probably do is take 200 out and then just have the rest go into the sink. You know what? Yeah, let's go do that. Why am I flying away? We may as well start working on that, you know? And I only need 200 for project assembly, so... Alright, 50, 100, 150, 200 ballistic warp drives. There we go. That's enough to complete the game, but we are not going to be doing that as of right now. We are going to go and sync all of this. So, let's just watch this. This is how many we're currently getting, around 100,000 a minute, and that's just with every piece of garbage that I'm syncing right now, because I know I'm syncing a whole bunch of stuff that I don't really need. And I think I'm also syncing a bunch of overflow things, but the second a ballistic warp drive gets in here, or I think it's going to be 2, yeah, it's going to just shoot up. 8.7 million. Yeah, we have 439. I've got 101 on me. Yeah, that's going to go up very quickly. And I'm going to make this even more interesting. Let's do this. How fast do you think the tickets are going to go up now? Oh, yeah. Alright, I think we just burned through our reserves. Indeed we did. What is the graph going to go up to? Come on, I know you can update. Yeah, 886 million points per minute on that. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Alright, next up on the achievements are 2 of the secret ones. One of which I think is to buy a vehicle skin. I do not know where the thing is. Maybe I already have it? I'm not really sure. But I know one of them is the coffee cup. I never actually got one of these. I'm surprised it took me this long.
Official Fix-It coffee cup unlocked. Do not purchase unauthorized Fix-It coffee cups. They have been known to explode and attract wasps. Unauthorized Fix-It coffee cups lower your attractiveness to your preferred gender and/or your sense of well-being if you have no gender attraction or preference. Official Fix-It products can be licensed for your use from official Awesome Shop installations only. Come to the best shop on the planet for the best deals on all official Fix-It supplies, guaranteed.
Cheers to that. And there's our achievement, drink some coffee. Yep. Does it actually go down? And can I get more in the coffee thing? I guess not. Okay, well, you know what? I think we're going to carry around the coffee cup for the rest of the game. There is one more thing in here, and I don't know where it is. One last secret achievement. Oh, right. That's what it was. I saw a comment a while ago, actually, I think in a couple of episodes. Someone told me to sink a coupon, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Oh, boy.
Fix-It sees what you did there. How creative. I have also been creative. There is something extra special for you in the awesome shop. It is a marvel of technology. It is truly the shape of the future.
Oh boy.
I will be sad if you do not use it and love it and tell any friends you make in the future all about it.
Oh boy. Yeah. Yep. There we go. Okay. Oh boy.
Cyber Wagon unlocked. While creating this, I did not cheat with the width, height, or length. I was able to achieve great capability within the same dimensions and same weight as a normal wagon. Part of this is the fundamental design change. I moved the mast to the outside of the truck. You'll love riding around in this thing.
What do you mean in quotes? Oh, it has square wheels. Oh my god, dude. Fix it. What are you doing? Yep, and there's one achievement. Now, does this thing even go? Now, another one is to get hit by a car, but I don't know how I'm going to do that. So let me see if I can drive this thing maybe down a hill. Why is it going this way? Okay, bro, listen. If you ever make a vehicle with square wheels, I'm just going to tell you, don't. It doesn't work. And it just stops, bruh. Okay, how am I going to run myself over with this? Wait, there's a path. Hold on. Turn left! I can only turn right! Enable autopilot. There we go. Now it'll run me over. Or maybe it'll just get stuck. What is it doing? I shouldn't have done this with this car. I should have used a different... Whoa. Jesus Christ. Did I really drive like that? Okay, you know what? I don't think that's going to work out. I think we need a different vehicle. Now, the real question is, does a train count? Because I could just go stand on the train tracks until I get run over. No, it just goes right through you. Whoa, this thing's huge, bro. I never built a truck, but, like, let's try this out. There we go. Oh, my God. Well, yep, there you go. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to leave that truck to drive in a circle for the rest of the time. All right, we've got 3 left. Complete Phase 5, which we're going to do last, buy the golden nut from the awesome shop, which we are currently working on. The ballistic warp drives have been sinking ever since I've been trying to run myself over with a car. Also, how's our power doing? I haven't even looked. Yeesh. We are at 647 tickets, so that'll get done in no time. I may have to just sit around for like half an hour, but I mean... whatever, that's fine, I can do that. But let's go ahead and do the quote-unquote last one, I guess, for now. Ooh, rubber concrete, sure. Now we need to complete the MAM tree. I think there's 2 left. Alien technology is just to get the alien power matrix, which singularity cells, a whole bunch of power shards, and some SAM fluctuators. That shouldn't be too bad. I think I can just make some singularity cells. Oh, I should have kept nuclear. I have 50 in my inventory. I don't know why I still have that. I am so happy I do, though. Also, my concrete factory has been the one that I built in, like, the first or second episode, and I haven't changed it. All right, now we wait for singularity cells. I guess that's pretty much good to go. We're just going to have to grab some power shards. Good thing I converted every single purple power slug I had into those. And then we need some SAM fluctuators, which I can just go grab. All right, so we've got everything. We're just waiting for the singularity cells. So let's go ahead and get the last 3 things in the sulfur tree, one of which is ionized fuel, which I do have the power shards to get both of these. Just need some more packaged rocket fuel. Oh, and I can't do this until the hard drive that I just started is done. Ugh. Alright, good news. 10 minutes later, the hard drive research is done, and I'm not going to start another one. Instead, let's get the research done. We also should probably have our singularity cells by now. Only 20! Well, I guess we'll do that one last. Guess we'll start with sulfur. We will do ionized fuel first. Now, the reason I didn't do this is I think you actually lose energy because you have to craft the power shards, and it takes power shards to make this stuff, so it's better to just burn the turbo fuel. At least I think.
Ionized fuel unlocked. The origin story of this extremely efficient type of fuel was so fascinating it resulted into a new joke. I will tell the most popular version. A cow, power slug, and rocket scientist walk into a bar. The rocket scientist wants a milkshake, and so transportation was forever changed. Any historical inaccuracies have been removed by the Fix-It Department of Historical Reinterpretation.
Oh. So that's why I didn't get it. Next up is Cluster Nobelisk. You know, I realize those would probably be pretty good for, like, defeating enemies, but I never got them.
Cluster Nobelisk unlocked. This type of Nobelisk detonates into multiple smaller explosions. Can be used for clearing large areas of vegetation and other inconveniences. Addendum. Inconveniences, in this case is not defined to include persistent family members, raccoons, student debt, the sunrise, peer performance reviews, neighbors learning to play the saxophone, phone calls, or your favorite show getting cancelled.
Huh. I'm pretty sure that last one is a fully authorized use. Come on, man. If your favorite show gets canceled, first thing you're doing blowing everyone up. Come on. Alright, also, Nuke Nobelisk. I probably should have made those a long time ago, because that would have been fun. Yeah, unfortunately, that does require some uranium components, so I think I'm going to head over to Nuclear Land and probably steal a whole bunch of them. Okay, let's also go ahead and get the Alien Power Matrix.
Alien Power Matrix recipe unlocked. These disposable synthetic mimic artifacts increase power augmenter output by further stabilizing the summer sloop's connection to its energy harvesting location.
You grow shrines and engrave silent organs incompatible with the tapestry.
It is a beginning, far from an ending, a step in between.
Harmony.
What? I didn't even understand a word that just got said, and you know what? That's fine, because I'm probably not going to be building one anyway. Yeah, that'll do. I guess we should, while we're over here, because I don't want to run back over here, let's check how much plutonium waste there is. I don't think there's going to be that. I bet you we don't even have a box full. Yeah, we have half a box full. In the time it took to build the entire ballistic warp drive factory and do a whole bunch of achievements, we only have half a box full. And we have this many boxes. Yeah, I think we're going to be fine. Oh, I'm missing a depot expansion upgrade. I almost missed that.
Dimensional expansion finalized to 500%. Despite further efforts, parts could not be broken down further than their elementary particles, nor could the storage become more dense without the particles spontaneously reacting with one another and losing their deconfined state. Yet somehow more matter can now be stored in the same dimension.
We sang our growth song because we like your shallow efforts. Up and down our shallow illusion, up and down disappear in the deep.
That is very thoughtful, I think. I appreciate the attempts at sharing scientific knowledge, however perhaps we should wait until we have a more optimal way of exchanging data.
Huh. I wonder if that up-down was talking about quarks or something. I don't know. That's above my pay grade. I'm just here to complete project assembly, and instead of doing it, I'm sitting here scanning researches. Okay, anyways, last but not least, Nuke Nobelisk. Nuclear Deterrent Development.
Nuke Nobelisk unlocked. This Nobelisk uses a nuclear fission reaction to generate a massive explosion. Ensure all Fixit employees are clear of the blast zone before detonation. You probably should not use this. I am not joking. No refunds available. Side effects include glowing, growing extra limbs, liquefied skin, unexpected cravings for flesh, itching scalp, hair loss, finger loss, loss in general, indigestion, and flatulence. Please consult your weapons manufacturing facility if symptoms persist beyond the half-life of uranium-238.
I'm pretty sure the half-life of U-238 is very long, so, yeah, maybe we, maybe don't build these. Oh, and you need 20 per? Oh, come on. I'm gonna have to go back and, jeez, 20 to 2? Bro. Okay, well, anyways, I think I'm going to go over there and get some more radiation thingies so we can do that, but let's check. How many tickets do we have? 732. That is not a whole lot, so that means we have around 820-ish. So we are going to be waiting a little bit, and I think it's probably a good idea to just sit around for like, I don't know, half an hour to an hour, just waiting for all of this to go in so we can get the last achievement before we complete the game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the sky is not supposed to look like this. Did I get like infected or something with like evil bomb virus? Now I can just only see death in the sky. I don't know what's going on. Alright, let's make 4 Nuke Nobelisks, shall we? I probably will not be making any more than that because I would probably end up blowing myself up, so we're just going to make some to test out how they work, and then that will be it. I assume it's probably similar to the, what was it, that one Fixmas Present thing that just kind of blew up in my face? I bet it's the same thing. Oh, wow! That's crazy. Hold on, let me see if I can fly up really high. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, you know what? Maybe I should have made those. Those are sweet. All right, well, I got 2 more of those where that came from, and I will probably end up blowing myself up with one just to see how it works. Okay, and it looks like the red death is kind of going away because it's turning morning. Oh. Ah, must be morning because it's gone. And, yeah. Had to do it.
A picture of this event has been sent to the Fix-It head office to reside on its Hall of Lame.
You know what? Couldn't have got a better death message right there. Could not have got a better one. All right, well, now it's time to do the extremely exciting task of staring at a screen until we have all of the tickets. I'm pretty sure we're at like 900 by now, so I'm hoping this won't take too long, but I would like to get this, as I said earlier, done before everything else, so I think it's time to watch the number go up for a little bit. Alright, well, I'm not gonna lie, I kinda just left my computer for like an hour, and here we are, 961 tickets. That is more than enough, and I have no idea why my inventory is flickering like that. Also, it appears that the evil red lights have moved over there. Okay, good for that. Good enough for me. Let's get these printed out. They stack to 500. And there we have it. That should be the second to last achievement. The Golden Nut Statue. Boom.
Congratulations, you are now a contributor to a popular pioneer trend. In earlier testing phases of the Save the Day program, pioneers could not get enough of these nuts, to the point of featuring nuts in every single picture they took.
Huh?
This obsession eventually became unhealthy, and pioneers were taught the skill of restraint and not holding anything in their hands. Still, to honor the love humanity had for these nuts, a statue was commissioned, so we can honor the impact these nuts had on
What?
pioneers across the universe.
You know what? It was worth it, just for that. Oh, what did I just do to it? What happened? Uh-oh. I just clicked? Oh, I threw it. Oh, what the? You can throw them? Oh, you can place it. Oh, okay, you know. Oh, okay. I thought I just, like, threw it away. I was like, oh, God. There we go. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Golden Nut achieved. That is the second to last Steam achievement. And the last one is to complete Project Assembly, which will, of course, finish the game. So let's go ahead and enter 50, 100, 150, 200 ballistic warp drives. Seal up the cargo. Listen to Ada speak.
Unsurprisingly, here's another presentation, but don't worry, I have improved it. This last delivery will be the most important action you have ever taken. Perhaps you want to take a moment to contemplate the gravity of your achievements. Alright, that's enough.
Okay.
This is the end of the Save the Day program. All you need to do is wait for the automated Phase 5 construction to complete. Simply throw the lever and further instructions will be supplied when relevant.
Okay, works for me. Let's do this. Boom. Phase 5 is done. Why is it red? I don't think it was red last time.
Phase 5 completed. Return to the space elevator after the resources have been processed and added to Project Assembly. Launch can then be initiated from there. While waiting, please do not break anything.
Okay.
Solve any issues immediately and efficiently. Ensure your power network is stable. Perhaps it is best if you do not touch anything at all. And stay close to the space elevator. This will only take a moment.
Okay, it's making weird noises, so do I go up there? Let's do this, shall we? What? Oh my... It said not to touch anything, but I think we need to wipe the windows and check oil. Okay. Oh, bro, the instructions are literally right here. I can't read. Fuel injection goes to 5. Okay. Activate bus B1. Uh-huh. Left stabilizer to 9. Jeez. Alright. Right stabilizer to 4. Turn gyroscopic balancer X on. Gyroscopic balancer Y on. Turn on gyroscopic balancer Z. Oh, I think we did it. It's been a good run, fellas. Let's do this.
Initiating project assembly. Assembly. Attaching cargo to main body. Leveling inner and outer rings.
I did not know it was elevated like that.
Attaching propulsion to main body. Fuel lines connected. Attaching control center to main body. Running systems check. All systems online. Releasing propulsion cage. Releasing clamps. Running pre-launch checks and calculating flight path. Locking in cargo. Launch in T-minus 10, 9, 8,
Oh boy.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off.
Okay. What are those? What are those? Those look like the ballistic warp drives, no? Oh, that makes a lot of sense. And now I'm stuck here. Probably. Huh! Oh. Maybe not? There we go. Okay, I was about to say.
Connection with QAR-437 nucleus established and stable. Dispersion initiated. Reinstancing master nucleus to QAR-436 Akicha, B1. Hello, this is Ada, your new local instance of Ada. On behalf of Ada, myself, and all of Fixit, I want to congratulate you on saving the day. Every single kitten and puppy would thank you if they could. You have proven yourself to be a worthwhile and productive member of the human race, and have contributed something to this universe that will forever change it. Thanks to your achievements, the next generation of pioneers can now take to the stars and construct, automate, explore and exploit, alongside me. Additionally, you have been promoted to local production manager, effective immediately.
Nice.
Your duties to project assembly may be complete, but your duties to fix it remain. With your help, Fix It continues to make the universe a better place. Stay efficient. Stay with Fix It.
Well, nice. You know what? That was pretty great. I had a fantastic time playing this game. 10 out of 10 would recommend to anyone who hasn't played it. And I think that is going to be it for this series. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Now, what may that be? Guess you'll just have to find out. Maybe we'll come back, because I do know that there is an update coming soon. But for that, I guess you'll just have to wait and see. Goodbye.